What's going on, guys? King Talanis here. Back at you again. Again, been busy. What can I say? I'll give you a little bit of insight into what I've been doing. Trade proofs, stuff like that. I gotta send out Forbidden Lands. Actually, this dude won my contest, but let me cover it up. Yeah, this dude won my contest, but I sent it out to him and it got returned to sender. So if I get a name with that, pump pump boom, that'd be cool. 'Cause if not, it's gonna go out again. It's probably gonna be sent back. I mean, nothing I can do about it, man. So I'm gonna try and send that out again. So yeah. But anyways, so the video for today is gonna be my nostalgia deck. 60 cards exactly, which is kind of funny because I was cutting it down. 60 cards exactly, and these are just cards, like, these are fan favorites of mine because I've been playing for like ever, back in the day, before it was Konami, when it was like still Upper Deck, stuff like that. When you would open a booster pack or a box of booster packs and get like one Ultra, yeah. So it's not like the ratios they have today. So anyways, let's get started. I'm gonna throw a little nostalgia into it if I can. So there we go. First card, Axe of Despair. All right, you guys know you love this card. Back in the day, this card was like, this card was aces basically. You throw out like, because back then people played spirits and stuff like that because it wasn't all about speed, it was actually about technique and strategy. But you throw out an axe, pop it, be like, holy crap, I just turned my 1800 beater into a 2800 beater, and you would just have field presence from there. I mean, there were cards that, could take care of it and stuff like that, but for the most part, beaters were it. I mean, that's just how it was. Alright. Mask of Restrict, and this card's actually going to start seeing a lot more play now because of the Heretics and stuff like that. I haven't ran it much, but Mask of Restrict, if y'all remember the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, the one with Yami Yugi and stuff like that, Mask of Restrict, I think they played it, let's see, I think Yugi played it against Kaiba, I think they played it on the Blimp on like Kaiba's championship things. They played it there, if I remember right. I don't know, I have to look back. Alright, now for y'all or fans of the original anime, remember a dude named Bandit Keith. He didn't come out so much like later on, but in the beginning there was like some pretty decent episodes, and his favorite card was Barrel Dragon. I don't know why, I just like old cards like this. They're kind of cool. I had like 3 of them, but I traded one off, but yeah. Alright, let me see if I can. Let me skip around a little bit because I want to show all these sets of cards together. It's more fun like that. Alright, so if y'all are a fan of the original show, you're gonna love this one, Gazelle. Yes, it was a crappy card, yes, it was terrible, but come on now. Who won't want to play, what was it, Chimera? I think it was. It was Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, and what's the other one? I know you guys know. I can't think of it. Let me know, guys, comment below. Like, everyone had their own thing, everyone was like, oh, Yugi has the best deck ever. No, Yugi had a crap deck. The anime made him turn out to have the best deck, but going back to strategies and stuff like that, there was a guy also, Mako Tsunami. Dude was cool, but his favorite card was Legendary Fisherman. Now the reason I like this card is because back in the day, if you had a card, this was Ultra back then, this is like a rare now. If you had a card that wasn't affected by magics, Change Your Heart didn't work on it, Dark Hole didn't work on it, none of those. So that's pretty awesome. Plus when you combine it with a Legendary Ocean, people would make like some serious water decks. And then you throw that together with Tornado Ball, and I mean, people would just like, back then they didn't run many water decks, I saw 1 or 2, but they like decimated everything, because I mean, you couldn't hurt them, you couldn't attack, spells didn't work, you had like direct attack capabilities, stuff like that, but it was pretty awesome, Alright, Ryoku. The only reason I kind of like this card is because it's like dual terminal, but one of my favorites. It's not a great card by any means, but hey, it's fine. Alright, Blue Eyes for those Kappa fans. Of course, the usual Flute, Lord of D, Flute of Summoning, pull out like 2 of these bad boys, play another Flute, pull out another one, and then, yeah, pull out that Blue Eyes Ultimate. which back in the day was boss. I mean, you pull that out, basically people was break face, and you know it was done. All right, one of my favorites, Injection Fairy Lily. Back then it was a secret, now it's a common. But anyways, secret, great card. Basically, it would be like the Blue Eyes Killer. Blue Eyes would swing at it. You would activate its effect. It would take out Blue Eyes. So good card. All right. Those that don't really like having all their monsters beat off and killed, Maneater Bug. One of my favorites. It was Maneater Bug for the longest time, and then it turned into like Old Vindictive Magician. But yeah, one of my favorite cards was, I think it's in here. Maybe not. All right. Ring of Destruction, which is an awesome card, and Barrel Behind the Door. Now the thing was, you set them both, they pop up Blue Eyes or anything really powerful. You would wait for like one of the most powerful monsters. Pop a Ring. Now Ring kills their monster and takes direct damage to their life points and yours for the attack. But with Barrel Behind the Door, you activate that and it switches the effect damage from you to them. So if you took out a Blue Eyes, they would take 6,000 damage, and it would basically, it was one of those like just one of those quick kills. One of my favorites though. Alright, another one of my favorites, Breaker. Alright, Breaker was an awesome card. Magician's Force, secret rare. When it first came out, it was like 45 bucks, if I remember right. Now it's a common. Still a great card that people really don't use that much. They don't make it see play. Alright, underrated card in my opinion, but whatever. Mirror Wall. The only drawback is 2,000 life points, which is quite a bit. But this is like Pharaoh Servant, this is like one of the original packs. So I mean, back then, you know, if you could stop a Blue Eyes from attacking you, or take only half its damage, and then, you know, come your standby phase, not pay for this thing, let it kill itself, it was one of those things, you know, when they just all out just want to beat your ass. Alright, Premature Burial. I don't know if this card's banned, I think it is. Still like one of my more favorites. It's not a bad card, it's actually pretty good. But, you know, just because people have too many special effects nowadays where cards just don't die. Red Eyes Black Dragon. This is not actually, I have the original one. I just pulled this one from my binder. This is the Anniversary Edition. Yeah, this is the Red Eyes Black Dragon Anniversary Edition. Alright, one of my favorites, Secret Barrel. Those that do chain burn, y'all know what I'm talking about. You set 3 of these babies down and basically you're going to have shit ton of damage. Basically you take 200 damage for every card on your opponent's side of the field and their hand. So basically if they have a set field, they're going to take at least 2,000. So it'll be like 5 in their hand, 5 spells and traps, which is not too uncommon nowadays. You know, and whatever monsters they have. So they're going to, okay, let's say they're loaded and they have like 15 cards, you know, 5, 5, 5. They're going to take about 3,000 damage. Times 3, that's like 1 turn kill. But basically Secret Barrel was that. I mean, it was good for that kind of thing. Alright, now if you remember this card, this was one of the originals. Gearfried. Gearfried wasn't exactly the best card because you couldn't equip with them, but I mean, people use that effect. I mean, there was a couple cool plays you could play with them. Plus there was like an Unleashed version. I think I have that. But yeah. So Gearfried, one of the originals, he was only cool because he was like an 1800 beater back in the day when 1800 was a lot and Gemini Elf was boss for 19. Alright, Ring of Magnetism. Y'all remember it, y'all hated it. I hated it. They have better cards now, but you know, it's one of those original starter deck things. Alright, one of my favorites, should still see more play. Ceasefire. Alright, I think it was a super rare back in the day, so I'm kind of glad I have this one. Basically, you flip it, all flip effect monsters get flipped up for every flip effect monster. I think flipped up, they take 500 damage, which isn't too bad. Another boss card, Goblin Attack Force. Y'all know you loved it. For y'all that remember playing this card back in the day, it was actually very, very good. Summon a 2300 attack beater, swing, and then it goes to defense so it protects itself. Now you may not be able to attack with it next turn, but at the end of that turn it would go back to attack, if it made it that long. That one and Spirit Dragon were like the boss monsters in them. One of my favorites, Sinister Serpent. Of course you can't use this card now because it's too damn good. Yes, they do make cards that are too damn good. Anyways, so during standby phase, if he exists in your graveyard, you can return him to your hand. So you can ditch him, you can pitch him, you can send him, you can discard him, he can get destroyed, you can tribute him. Basically anything, you can sink for him. As long as he's dead and in your graveyard, you can get him back. Yeah, it's just too ridiculous. One of my favorites, Reflect Bounder. Now Reflect Bounder was a magic cylinder and a monster. The Blue Eyes attacked him, you would take 13 damage, but they would take the original attack that they attacked you with. So you would take 13, so you would take battle damage, but they would take their 3,000 back. So plus it's a machine, so I'm kind of surprised Machinas don't use it and stuff. All right, one of my original favorites, Dark Necrofear, because this was one of the first like RFP to summon cards. It was back then. It was pretty cool. Plus it's like a built-in change of heart. It dies, you pull one of your opponent's monsters. Pretty good for Dark Deck. Of course, y'all remember it. If y'all ever had it used on you, y'all remember it. If not, this was the original red face. Yata-Garasu. Bird of fucking death. It sucks so bad. You know, they do Dark Hole, and then Yata. Shit. Yata. Shit, I have 3 cards. Yata. Shit, I can't do anything. And it sucked. I mean, you would literally just feel it. You could literally feel yourself die a little bit every time Yata would attack you. You'd be like, huh. It sucked. But back to originals. Time Wizard. Now this was one of Joey's favorite cards. This and Baby Dragon made Thousand Dragon, which I actually have a secret of, the original Metal Raiders. But anyways, Time Wizard. I know I still see kids playing this now, and I'm like, wow, that brings me back to my original days when we would have like tournaments and 50 people would show up instead of 5. So yeah. Anyways, so one of my new favorites, or I'm sorry, one of my original favorites. This card was the shit back in the day. I can't believe they got rid of this, but still, if they brought this back, it would even things out a little bit now because of the new priority ruling. Harpy's Feather Duster. That's right. For y'all that don't know, or if it was before your time, it's like Heavy Storm, but only for your opponent. You wipe out their spells and traps. No cost, no nothing. Just pop it down, wipe out theirs, swing. No Forbidden Lances, no nothing like that to worry about. Alright, so I'm about halfway through, so I'm going to make this a 2-parter. So I'm going to cut this video off, and I will get back to you with the rest of this. Alright?